different campus, not this particular location, but the spirit is the same. It's very good to see a group of highly creative students, highly creative Nigerians charting the future of the country. Architecture is a fascinating field. And I think one really good thing about architecture, even in Nigeria, is that all the people that go through it are those who want to do it. Because it takes a special kind of person to do this. I'm sure you're all born with a special talent of creativity in coming up with things that haven't been done before. That's why you're here. And you probably couldn't do anything else. I mean, you love it. So this is awesome. So keep it up. I'm very glad to see the presentations there, the proposals. I'm very glad to see that direction towards sustainability, environmental consciousness, green roofs, passive cooling systems. This is what we need. Please, as you go through school, as you start your professional careers, those are the types of buildings you need to design. Even if the client doesn't understand it, sit down with them, tell them the advantages of these types of newer design and building practices. That's what we need. Like I always say, you look at the types of buildings that we used or that our grandparents used hundreds of years ago, made of thick mud walls, thatch roof. They were what we needed, keeping cool. But we moved away from that to, solid and concrete buildings. So I urge you to look back, see how you can pull from some of those, local technologies, definitely infusing it with new technologies. And do research, come up with unique ways of designing and building homes that no one has ever thought of before. I believe you really have a huge stake in Nigeria's future. There's always a project being done, whether it's being done by the government, or the private sector, or individual. They will be coming to you for that vision. They'll be coming to you to design those homes, those offices. I expect in the next couple of years when you're out there to see these fantastic, buildings in international magazines that students from here worked on them. Thank you so much, and keep up all the wonderful work.
Thank you.
Have any question? Opportunity. I just asked it. No, have any question? Just one question. Any one question? It's going. This is the opportunity for you to ask.
Question, sir. So why did you break from architecture to automobile design?
I love them both. I've always wanted to do car design. I've always also wanted to do architecture. So as an industrial designer, it covers all. I may have worked as a car designer for a long time, but in my heart, I'm also an architect.
So you have advantage too. Thank you very much. Oh, you have another. Anyone for any female here? Yeah? Any female? Gender sensitive.
Sir, I have a question.
We have.
Sir, we have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, in architecture, we learned that we should be creative, creative, right? So, in your own field, you design cars. In our own field too, there's some buildings you draw or design, but that your client or the government is not able to build. How could you tackle that kind of problem when you see your design on standby?
Well, there are two things. A designer, as you know, of all your creativity and your imagination, you are not living on an island. You're living with other people, other sectors. So the intelligent thing is to sit down and find creative ways of either adapting those maybe engineering or financial constraints, or coming up with uniquely creative ways that wouldn't even bring up those challenges. But that challenge will always be there, and that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it interesting. It's an adventure. You go to discover a land somewhere, and you go out there through the rainforest, through the desert, and you really don't know what you'll encounter until you get there. the important thing is that commitment to continue to look at new ways. And sometimes a challenge or constraint drives you to come up with something so creative that people will think, how did you do that? Even yourself, if you go through that process of trying to solve problems, you come up with something that's even more crazy than when you started with. So continue to work with, building engineers, quantity surveyors, the government, those people who pay for it, the client, and come up with creative ways of really doing something dynamic.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.